Welcome to Guatemala, a small country with much to discover. We'd love to show you a little of what you can find in this small and beautiful country. Antigua Guatemala, the main icon of the Hispanic colonial heritage, is surrounded by volcanoes, mountains, and coffee plantations. The picturesque and enchanting city of Guatemala is recognized worldwide for its Baroque Spanish architecture, with facade characteristic of the New World. Antigua Guatemala was declared World Heritage Site of Culture by UNESCO in 1979. Colonial architecture is found in every corner, from the Central Park to the Old Royal Plaza, where bullfights were held. Merchants gather around the beautiful cathedral, the palace for the general captaincy, and the municipal palace. Some of these buildings date to the year 1579. You may appreciate architectural monuments, churches, convents, and monasteries, among others. Antigua emerged as a vast cultural and religious center. Visiting the city will provide an experience full of mysticism and folklore. Tikal. During colonial times, there was a legend spoken among the indigenous people in Guatemala of a lost city inside the jungle where their ancestors have thrived. In 1848, this legend became a reality. The northern portion of Guatemala, in the department of Petén, you'll find Tikal National Park, which rests in the heart of the Mayan Biosphere Reserve. Tikal National Park bears one of the greatest archaeological treasures of mankind in the midst of exuberant natural beauty. This is the only place simultaneously designed by UNESCO as both a natural and cultural heritage site. Mayans were the most dominant pre-Columbian civilization in the history of the Americas. Over an estimated period of 1,500 years, the Mayan people developed a wealth of cultural and urban characters. The Great Plaza, which overlooks the Guatemalan jungle, was the center of the ancient city. Temples and sanctuaries are predominant in this city, where they worship their religion, which subjugated Mayan life to an extent difficult to imagine. In Tikal, more than 3,000 structures, including temples, palaces, plazas, podiums for religious ceremonies and sacrifices, ball courts, roads, and steam baths have been identified. Temple 4 exceeds the height of the tree line. From the top, you may appreciate the immensity of the jungle and the silhouette of the 6 main temples. A beautiful picture of Tikal can be captured when climbing to the base of the roof cone. The Mayan Biosphere Reserve hosts the largest jaguar population in the world. In addition to jaguars, the presence of puma, monkeys, raccoons, white-tailed deer, coati, as well as numerous bird species can be found laced throughout the rainforest. Experienced travelers and explorers note that Tikal has both a spiritual and historic allure, which modern science and Western ideology cannot dodge. The experience is priceless and should leave you with lifetime memories of the awe and splendor that few places have to offer. By looking closely, you may gain an understanding of the technological advances and intelligence that the Maya possessed, while many other nations were trapped in the Dark Ages. Atitlan. Lake Atitlan is nestled between the foothills of volcanoes Atitlan, Toliman, and San Pedro, 3 of the 37 volcanoes in Guatemala. Many people who define it as the most beautiful lake in the world are probably right. 12 small villages, which were named after the 12 disciples, surround the lake. The most popular deity of Atitlan does not dwell in the cathedral. The pagan god Mashimon is kept in a villager's house, which is chosen every year. The lake remains calm during the morning and serves as a mirror for the volcanoes that guard it. Wherever you go, you can see people dressed in traditional attire. Depending on the region, clothing varies in color and form. Livingston. The town of Livingston, known as Guatemala's Jamaica, is found in the department of Izabal, at the mouth of Rio Dulce. Livingston was the main port in the Caribbean Sea before the construction of the nearby Puerto Barrios. Livingston is very peculiar, especially for its mix of cultures, including Garífunas and Mayans. This small town offers tourists a cuisine based in a wide variety of fish and shellfish. A local group of musicians usually makes a tour around restaurant playing traditional music with instruments such as large drums, turtle shells, and maracas. It is impossible to reach Livingston by car, as there are no roads that communicate this location with the rest of Guatemala. There are boats that arrive daily from Puerto Barrios. Being in Livingston is like going to another country inside Guatemala. This town is part of our multicultural treasure. Dare to discover the heart of the Mayan world. Facebook/Guatemala Today.